Occasionally, we dream without crying tears. It also happens that we just wake up crying. What does this dream actually mean? Crying always expresses feelings. Normally, we experience crying as a strong emotional outburst. We cry for various reasons, such as fear, sadness, emotions. Regardless of the cause of the shedding of tears, crying is and will remain an outburst of emotions that is usually perceived as quite violent because basically the whole body is crying, not just our eyes. When we cry quietly and sadly, we feel paralyzed. When we cry with anger and hatred, all muscles feel tense, and when we cry out of pure fear or desperation, we shake uncontrollably. Those who cry for joy also lose some control over their bodies, be it they jump around excitedly or stop dead in their tracks. Crying is a reaction to pent-up feelings that have not yet been processed. Crying is an outburst of emotions, either negative or positive. They reinforce each other until they break out in the form of tears and make their way through. A spontaneous outbreak of tears usually happens when we are so overwhelmed by our feelings that we cannot grasp them all in the short time. When we learn of the death of a loved one, we cry most violently immediately after receiving the message because we have to understand this event first. The grief is too intense to be dealt with immediately. If you are lucky, it is the same. All partners cry with happiness after the birth of their child. The dream says that the person who is dreaming is ready to consciously conclude with the emotions. You can now work through everything and overcome what has happened. It is similar with dreams about the deceased. If we mourn the death of a loved one in a dream, it is a sign of processing. The subconscious clears up, so to speak, and prepares the dreaming to leave the grief behind and to continue his life. Especially every introverted people who barely show their feelings to the outside world often cry in their dreams. All suppressed emotions are discharged in the dream. A kind of pressure equalization takes place. However, if we cannot find the cause so that we cry in the dream for no reason, there is probably a serious problem. Crying in a dream for no reason indicates a deep inner psychological sadness which can develop into depression. If such dreams are common, they should be given the utmost attention. If no fixed cause can be found, a psychotherapist can be consulted. This is even true if you actually cried in your sleep or woke up crying from the dream. It is normal to cry when you are in a sad situation and have had a bad dream. This is actually a good signal because it shows that you are in a processing phase. Waking up crying for no apparent reason indicates very large emotional problems, possibly a traumatic experience that one has tried to suppress. We cry when we are overwhelmed by our feelings, regardless of whatever. We have such intense emotions that we cannot grasp them immediately, or whether unprocessed feelings have built up so much that they simply break out as a burst. We cannot express happiness more strongly than with tears of joy. We do not cry with every wound, but only when the pain is so severe that there is no other way. Dreams about crying then help us process our emotions and release of all the negative thoughts. That was today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something interesting about this topic. Make sure to visit these websites to find even more information about this subject, and please give us support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content like this. Comment down below which subject you would like to hear about next. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.